Welcome to Larp Academia, and on the eve of our basics of magic, it's getting a little bit darker to fit the mood. Well, to fit the ending of the series, you know what I mean. But here we're going to talk about the spells that cover at least 3 magic classes. If I was going to talk about all the spells that cover 2 magic classes, we'd be here all day. But there are some spells that are pretty much universal for the casting classes. The first is cancel. Cancel lets you cancel your magic like cancel an enchantment, since that's the only thing that's really persistent. So if you don't want someone to have your enchantment, or they end up drinking your water, you can just say, tip me. I cancel my magic, I cancel my magic. That's right. Go out and die now. I don't like you. And that's pretty much all what cancel is used for. It's never really that useful. It's not great. It's just rarely there. The next thing that's universal is, I'm just going to cover equipment in a general bit. If something is equipment, it says cost 2, cost 3, whatever, for 1, then it means that you can wield one of those things. If I buy 1 short sword, I can wield 1 short sword. If I buy 2 short swords, don't have a second short sword, but I could wield 2 short swords. Pretend this is 2 short swords. Pretend this is a short sword. I could wield 2 short swords. If I only bought 1 short sword, I can only wield 1 short sword, but I can also have about 7 on my person. That's right. You can carry things that you cannot wield or use. You could actually carry a shield if you're a wizard. Doesn't mean you can use it. It's not a good idea, but you can do it. And that's basically equipment. It just covers cost per 1, and yeah, it's just equipment. The next thing that is usable for everyone is experienced. Now, experienced makes a verbal, not enchantments druids, every druid makes this mistake, I swear, makes a verbal that is per life, charge times 5, or per refresh, charge times 10. And that's all it does. It makes it so that if you have, let's say, 3 heals, then, and if you're a druid in there per life, then when you are out of heals, you can do charge times 5 to get back 1 heal. If you have a verbal that is per refresh, like Shatter for a wizard, 4th level, then you can get it back once you've used all your shatters by doing a charge times 10 to get 1 shatter back. You cannot get back up to whatever maximum you had. Okay, experience, and it's 2 points. Usually, yeah, it's 2 points, and you only affect 1 verbal. I believe most classes can take it twice, so you're able to affect 2 verbals up to this. Verbals, again, not enchantments druids. The next thing that 3 or more classes get is release. Release is a long one. I'm just going to link it in Scout because Scout gets it. In short, everyone should get release. Release is awesome. It is possibly one of the best spells. Get release, you stupid peoples. Unless you're a warlock or something else, then I guess, but you might be a stupid person if there's no other wizard on your team too, and just trying to be a warlock. And there's other stuff on the other side, like enchantments. But anyways, getting back into it. The other ability that you should take is Mend. Now, Mend is available to every casting class. Every casting class, I believe, again, unless you're a warlock or something like that, should take Mend. Why? Well, if not for yourself, for someone else. Something is going to break. I myself, whenever I play a wizard, am selfish when I take Mend. I usually have a dagger. That dagger is used to block everything. It is amazing. I can actually I can just walk around, bow twang, and block the arrow because of 10 years of paranoia reflex being drilled into me where I only have a dagger and archers want to keep shooting me and it hurts so much. But you can use a Mend for a lot of reasons. If you have a shield, you should have a Mend, obviously, because things are going to break your shield. You don't have Harden, or if you do, you're probably suppressed and it's not great. So you want to have Mend for yourself. If you are somewhat selfless, you want to have Mend for others because they will have broken weapons, broken shields. Again, shields are huge, and because they're overpowered and people want to break them, people will have broken stuff. Mend is good. Get Mend. All right, now on to the next thing that everyone gets. Every single caster gets extension. What that is it makes a 20-foot verbal be a 50-foot verbal. So you can increase the range up to 50 feet. Simple. The next meta magic that everyone gets at 4th level, Extension was at 3rd, Swift is at 4th, is Swift. Swift makes you say the last line of a verbal, so instead of saying that long paragraph of heal, you can just say Swift the while out of heal thee, get out there. Or it cuts it down to the last line. So if I was going to make myself lost, I could say Swift I command thee to be lost. And then I just go. Now, when I said verbal, I misspoke. I meant incant. It could be for anything. It could be for a spell ball. For example, Swift Force Bolt. That wasn't a Force Bolt, but you get the idea. Swift Force Bolt. You could say Swift the Flame Sword is mine to evoke. Swift the Strength Verse is mine to evoke. Whatever else. Oh, and when you throw your spell balls, please make sure that your incant is finished before the spell ball leaves your hand. It's not usually an issue, but just a little bit there since we're on it. And you can also Swift enchantments. For example, Swift, may nature protect thee from all forms of attack. Swift, I grant the Iron Skin. Whatever. And generally when you cast spells, you should try to make sure that there's not more than 2 seconds in between a delay. We're not going to get into chants yet because chants are pretty much bard only. So, the other ability the other spell that every single caster gets is Ambulant. Now, Ambulant is, it just lets you move while casting. It lets you move while casting just about any spell. You can Ambulant an enchantment, you can Ambulant a verbal, you can Ambulant a spell ball, whatever. It just makes you be able to move while casting. You still need a free hand, but you are able to move while casting. And really, that's about it for verbals and meta magics. Now, some of the things that will be consistent through all classes are a few spell balls. Three classes get Entangle and Iceball. Okay, Entangle is spell ball I was holding earlier. Bah, magic. Spell ball I was holding earlier. It's brown, it's good, it's wonderful. You throw it at a person and they are stopped for 60 seconds. It means they can't move their feet. It is engulfing, so it could wish against my hat and I am stopped as well. This does not work on barbarians. Do not use it on barbarians. If they have a white sash, just don't. The other one is an ice ball. Imagine this, but white. Pretty much same thing, but instead of making them stopped, they are frozen. So, frozen. I cannot be affected by anything or affect anyone else, and I'm unable to move or do anything at all. I'm a popsicle. Just here, I'm a popsicle. That's what ice ball does. Again, don't use it on barbarians. Entangles and ice balls are subdual. Do not use them on barbarians, and be wary because monks can spell block them if they actually have martial kung fu, which most monks don't. Most monks are bad. Actually, all monks are bad because I personally hate monks. Don't listen to what I said in my videos. Monks are terrible. Oh, one I almost forgot that is applicable to 3 or more classes, according to my specifications earlier, is Shove. Shove is awesome. Shove is where you do your verbal, declare your target, everything else, and say, my power shoves me, my power shoves me, my power shoves me. It's up to 20 feet. Usually it's once per life. I think it is just once per life for everyone. Yeah, it's once per life, usually at 1st level, and it is sorcery, so it makes them stop and go back 20 feet. Now, magic is weird. If there is a shot in motion, normally you get it off. My power shoves me, my power shoves me, my power shoves thee. See how the wrist is turned and everything? It's almost there. Normally, this would count in combat, but magic stops it. Magic makes them go back, and that shot does not count because magic is weird and awesome. And also, you only have so many magic abilities that you can use. One other important thing with Shove is that, and this is more of like, if you're a terrible person like me when I'm my wizard, then if they are legged on the ground, legged, and you shove them, they have to crawl. Why? Well, it's so much easier to get up and walk. Cool. So when I take my sword, I can hit your arm and say that's death, right? It's just an instant kill, right? No, you can't, because that's breaking the rules. That's breaking the spirit of the game. If someone is legged, they have to crawl, because that's what Shove does. It does not give them the ability to get up and walk away. No, they have to crawl. And it's really annoying when they try to mitigate the effects of a spell by getting up and walking away. Something also that's fun that can happen is, usually this happens to people who aren't used to it, is that when you shove someone, they're walking back and they can still fight and swing and block because they can also be hit as well. So if someone shoved, okay, they start walking back, you can go up and just pop, kill them. Because they're not immune to anything, they're just shoved 20 feet back. Shove is such a fun ability. It is sorcery, so it's able to be used on, yes, except monks, because we hate monks. And shove is an ability I would highly recommend for most classes to take, just because of how powerful it is and yada yada. I'll get a little bit more into shove. I will get a little bit more into how to be mean about spells when I am talking about wizards, since I believe every class has their own different aura that they give off on the field, or their own different impact, I should say, the different impact that they give onto a field. And really, wizard is about inspiring fear into other people, making them hate you, and just overall being a terrible human being, in my opinion. But I'll get into that when I get into wizard. And I think that's all. I think that's all of the spells that cover 3 classes or more. Again, 3 classes or more. If I miss any, then please leave a comment down below. I will give you the information on that spell, and I will actually put it in the descriptor of I'm sorry I screwed up, in case I did miss anything. I believe that's all. Checked my notes and I checked it twice, but I'm very bad at checking it, so I might be wrong. So once again, tell me what you think of these spells. Do you have a preference? Do you think release should be on every caster spell list? Do you agree with me that Mend is awesome? Do you agree that shove is potentially an evil spell and that you will be using it as such? I want to hear about these spells, what you think of them, in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe for more content, and to hear a little bit about your specific magic class. Until next time, keep LARPing.